welcome to Midnight Scribe's Creative Vibes, where we speak to the best of the bronies and discover what makes them tick. The finale of the season is upon us, the curtain about to drop, and we wanted to bring you all something very special for this last episode of Creative Vibes. So initially, we thought we'd surprise you by having two guests on at once. But then we did the episode with Zodiac and Auntie, and that idea was scuppered. Then I had a brainwave. Let's do an interview with an Australian. We'll be in opposite parts of the world. A real worldwide interview. And if you were watching last week, yeah, that happened. So at this point, I basically just ran out of ideas and decided to recycle them. So this week we have two Scottish people and an Australian. I'm also sorry to disappoint you, but one of those Scottish people is me. But perhaps my guests can offer some analysis of this episode as it happens. After all, they are two key figures in the MLP analysis community, offering the kind of in-depth, insightful, thought-provoking discussion that this show will never be known for. All the way from Australia, we have Antony C, and literally just 10 miles from me, we have Amy, aka MadMunchkin. Guys, welcome to the show. How are you both doing?
Yay! We're good. Antony C's not. He's about to fall over and die, but, you know.
It's 4 a.m. here, dude. I hope you're happy.
I'm happy, but I'm also incredibly out of breath. I didn't realise how long that intro was on paper.
Please, drugs!
Jeez.
More drugs!
I'll tell you what, while I try and get some breath back, because my lungs are tearing apart right now, you're both content creators. You have both done art. Amy, that's your forte. I mean, you recently did a video on traditional versus digital art. And Antony, yes. I know you've done digital art, but you've also done a few flash animations. How did you come to do these particular forms of art? Starting with, dare say, ladies first, Amy.
I was going to do a joke because you were going to say ladies first, and I was going to say on you go, Antony. But
if you want, I could read you the light.
I didn't like that. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I've been joking. I've done art. I'm not a lady. I'll leave it for the ladies then. Go ahead.
Art's always been my thing. It's all I really enjoy doing. I apparently, according to my dad, I was drawing before I learned to walk. But, yeah. I'm not sure how true that is, but anyway. I just love creating things, drawing, just whatever comes into my head, or drawing things that from TV shows or movies that I like, and I like sharing and showing people what I do and say, look, yay, I did this, I'm so clever. Yeah.
Now there's YouTube and you can tell everyone about it and you can show everyone.
Yes.
The whole world will appreciate you and love you.
Yes, and I shall take over the world.
Why?
Convince people to love me.
We don't have to convince people, you just are. You're a lovely person, Amy. I've met you in person several times. You're just an absolute star.
You have? Did she actually have the hat?
Yes,
she has the hat.
I have the hat.
Sweet.
I really want to wear the hat. I'm going to be honest.
Everybody wants to wear the hat.
Has anyone been allowed to wear the hat?
No.
Oh, no, I just want to wear it even more.
Yeah, it's like forbidden fruit. The forbidden hat. It is my hat. No one else shall wear my hat. And if anyone else tries, it's like they've chosen.
It's curtains, buddy. She's been wearing it before she could walk.
Kind of like Fievel from American Tail.
It's
given it's too big. You'll grow.
Oh my goodness, are you fans of American Tail? Love that.
Yes.
American Tail is almost American Tail. And American Tail 2, Fievel Goes West, and Secret of Nim, and all those Don Bluth awesome films. Land Before Time. What else was there? I know there was something else. Titan AE.
Stasia. All Dogs Go to Heaven.
All Dogs Go to Heaven, that's the one.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yes. And the one about the singing rooster, but I can never remember the name of it. Rock-a-doodle-doo, I think it is.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, that's when you start to get weird. So you're that, and there's a troll in Central Park, and like, ooh, okay, this is getting weird. What happened, Don Bluth?
Seriously.
Oh, who
Joined
knows?
the Romney campaign. Apparently they're cousins. I didn't know that. Anyway.
Oh, I can believe that. But I'll tell you what, I mean, you can clearly tell by how you two get along that you two have collaborated before. I mean, how's that process worked for you, considering the fact that, I mean, Amy, you live here in Bonnie, Scotland, and Anthony, you live in, well, not Bonnie, Scotland.
It's
I
not
primed him with promise of cake. No.
It's as far away from Scotland. There's a whole state here called New South Wales. It's no. It's what? How do we? Yeah, you bribed me with cake. You bribed me with cake that I will never eat. I don't know how the collab process work. I've done a lot of freaking collab. I'm making a collab. I'm doing like 4 different collabs right now. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yes, and but it's usually a process of, hey, you're cool. You want to be in a thing, and yes, and sure, busy and whatnot. And I think what it boils down to is just Amy's really patient. He's like, would you want to do a thing? And I'm, yeah. And 4 months later, Anthony, I'm sorry. I'll put down the salami. I like to do a collab every now and then, but it's strange. I've done quite a few. You've probably seen this, Amy, before. Tell me if you have. Is a situation where you've got lots of people want to do a collab with you, and I've done quite a few with people who don't follow through. So it's like they don't want to, they've got a good idea, and I'm happy to give everyone whatever fame or my little portion of fame and help them, spur them on my talent and whatever, and then it'll come to I'll do my half of it, and they'll fail to realize how much work it is, and it all just goes away, or I'll take over and I'll have to finish it for them or something like that, and it's like, oh gosh, so much blinky work. So it's like someone comes up to me and asks, hey, do you want to do anything? And I'm like, yes, but I don't know if it's worth my time.
Yeah, you're not sure if you can fit it in, because myself, for one, it's like the video schedule is insane. I mean, I still have several collabs I've promised to do with people that I promised to do last, I don't know, March maybe, and here I am sitting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But that's for reasons out of my control, really. Everything done, hopefully get caught up with everything in the next couple of weeks. Fingers crossed.
But that's the thing, and it's like it's some variant of if you want to get something done, give it to a busy person. So when you find someone who wants to do a collab, and you see they've actually done a bunch of collabs, and the best thing about having a YouTube channel and a bunch of work on there is you can just show people, all right, you think I'm up to the scratch, you think I'm up to snuff, here's my YouTube channel, bam, that's what I can do. And people are like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, sure, whatever. Oh, some subscribers, people like these works, yeah, sure. And it's like, it's a very, very quick litmus test of whether or not I want to work with that person. Heck yeah. Sorry, go on.
Oh, no, sorry. No, I was actually just going to go back to a point Amy was bringing up, because you were talking there about how, obviously circumstances out of your control can occasionally get in the way of the work you're actually doing. Because I know that you've been kind of out of action for the last month or two due to technology problems.
Oh, yeah. What happened there?
Oh, it's a long story.
It's a long and arduous tale and not worth your time, and I'll just go into the corner and shoot myself immediately.
Yeah, it basically just what happened was the computer that I had for my job just said, screw you, I'm just going to stop working for no good apparent reason at the most inconvenient of times. And I'm like, oh, thank you very much. So, yeah, I haven't been able to...
blinky much.
Yes, exactly. I haven't been able to upload much artwork or do any digital art for ages, which has been rather really painful.
If you love drawing, right? If you love drawing, that's gotta suck.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, traditional drawing, I'm always drawing every day anyway, but not being able to share it with people to the same level as I've been able to before has just been really difficult to handle. Like, because I'm just always like, look what I did today, yay! But the most annoying
Instant feedback.
The most annoying thing is not being able to post videos. I haven't been able to post a video in over a month. I had a fully fledged, almost finished review of the Cutie map, and then it was almost as long as the Ikreshua Girls Rainbow Rocks review. Almost as long as that.
Wow. I like that.
Yeah, because you were in it.
That's a good enough reason for liking it.
It was good. Actually, I'm referencing that one, so I want to get you in a video of mine. So we're gonna hook you up later to do a thing that would be.
Well, I suppose what I'm wondering then, in terms of from both of you, is in terms of, because obviously you're both quite big on the analysis scene, like in terms of doing art and comedy skits and other things like that. How do you actually balance your lifestyle around the sort of demands of the community and the work you do?
Just have absolutely no contact with the community at all whatsoever. No, they're sweet people. Gosh, I don't balance it. It's all one huge topsy-turvy. You know what it is? It's, when you see like a plate spinner, doing on like a TV, like the Ed Sullivan show or whatever. And he's got a bunch of plates or at a carnival or something, and they're spinning a million plates. Okay, imagine 50 of them crashing at once. That's my life. Just falling off. This has pandemonium. There was food on them and everything. It's a mess. And that's, yes. And people are booing me, and that's pretty much it.
Well, I don't think they're booing you. I mean, I've been watching your videos recently, just trying to get a bit of a flavour of the Antony C. And I mean, you're quite the comedy skit writer. I mean, you're very good at doing quite snappy comedy videos.
That's the goal. You make someone laugh. You make someone laugh, and don't ever criticize Pinkie Pie. Oh my gosh! Don't touch the Pinkie Pie. She is sacred, and I profusely apologize for ever suggesting otherwise.
I have a
or at least
feeling
don't criticize her singing. Don't criticize her singing. That's what I've learned. But yeah, otherwise, it's all good. It's all good. Funny. Yeah, whatever.
And how about yourself, Amy? How do you kind of balance? Is your life basically revolving around the community, or is there a degree of separation?
The way I try and do it is during the day is devoted to artwork and evening is videos, but it depends on what the workload is like, obviously, and certain projects take priority over the videos. Yeah, it varies. Every single day is different. I don't like working linear. I like bouncing around between projects, so just trying to keep things loose and not so much pressure that way, but it just depends. Like sometimes you're looking at a project and you just need to take a break from it, so you go and do something else for a few minutes and then go back to it. Not much structure, but that's the way I like it. I tend to be more productive that way, really.
Most artists are scattershot to some extent. You just let inspiration strike.
Yeah, at the most
inconvenient
John
Cleese
times
was
as
saying.
well.
Yeah, you've got to. You can't manifest inspiration. You've got to create a situation to allow it to grow. Mm-hmm. It's like it's a quiet, timid little turtle of a thing, and you've got to let it come out of its shell, and you've got to give it a little playpen.
And this is it. Like some videos or drawings or whatever. Sometimes I can get something done in a day. Sometimes it can take over a week, and they might be more or less exactly the same kind of thing. But as you were saying, it's like sometimes inspiration strikes, and other times you have to kind of force it, and yeah, it's unfair. It's like, oh, this was supposed to be easy. No.
Since we're talking, I mean, obviously we're all together because we're part of the MLP fandom and all the fun stuff that comes from the show. I mean, how did you guys come to become fans of the show?
Well, this story again.
Yes.
Take it away, Amy.
I didn't get into the show until March 2013, and around that same time, 3 of my closest friends ever were moving away at the exact same time. And obviously that was really painful for me, and I was like, but these are friends that, they like the same thing as me. We can, sit and watch movies and geek out about them, like really stupid animated movies that we should be into when we were in our mid to late 20s. And yeah, they all moved away, and I was, Usually when I'm sad, I'll just stick on a Disney movie. Usually it's Disney's Hercules, because that's my favourite one. And it just wasn't sitting right at all. And then I was just looking online, messing around online, and I kept seeing all these pony memes everywhere. And then I thought, why not? I'll watch an episode to see what it's like. And just a random search. It was, you're going to scoff at this, it was a Canterlot Wedding was the first 2 episodes that I watched.
Boo.
And, yeah, boo. But it's because I'm such a huge Disney fan, and those 2 episodes are really Disney-esque in their structure, and, you know, it kind of brought back the same kind of nostalgic kind of feeling that I used to have when watching Disney movies. And then I went back to the beginning of the series and watched it 6 or 7 episodes in. I was like, oh no, I'm hooked.
Here we go.
It's a roller coaster of a ride.
I didn't actually get involved in the fandom properly probably until about June of the same year, and I was like, I've always wanted to start making like analytical kind of videos where I talk about art or illustration or animation, mainly because the friends that I usually geeked out about animation with had moved away, so I was like, oh, I've got no one to talk to now, so I thought, to YouTube! So that's what I did, and one of the first reviews I did was the first 2 episodes of season 1 of My Little Pony, and yeah, I really enjoyed it, and other people seemed to be interested, so I carried on doing it. And, you know, talked about other animated things as well, and various subjects in the art industry. So, yeah, and the rest is history, and I'm still doing it now. Well, kind of.
Well, you are. Indeed, you are. I mean, and how about yourself, Anthony? How did you come to be a fan of the show and then, you know, become part of the fandom?
It's strange. I think I just live in a part of the internet where it's unavoidable. And one day one of my friends sent me a clip of Pinkie Pie bouncing around being random, and I thought, wait a minute, what is this? Is it a horse creature? No way is this My Little Pony, because it's funny. It was properly well animated, and it's, I mean, you know, when you first see the show, it's like, is this Pony? No way is this the same show I remember from the 1980s.
You see some like animated clips from like, I don't know, Lesson 0 or Party of
Holy
1.
cow.
Like that does not look like the My Little Pony I remember.
No.
Yeah, just
It's
I know
got that neat 2000s awesomeness, you know, slick gloss and panache to it, and a little spit shine, and it makes it a good show. And you get this feeling, it's like, holy cow, this is a show for girls, little girls. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's like there's nothing intrinsically, innately cancerous about it. You know what I mean? When you're watching one of those shows that's designed for children that has some sloppy, cheap writing gimmick in it, or you know it when you see it. And it's like, well, there's a show for children for you. Yeah, and then you watch. Yeah, it's just a sloppy writing or laziness to mask hidden behind the excuse that it's just for kids, because kids are idiots, they'll just watch anything. But then you see this program, it's like, this isn't bad. I mean, it's not Shakespeare, but it's not bad. And then holy cow, something like Lesson 0 happens. You're like, what the? Or what's that? The Pinkie Pie one where she goes nuts. The first one, I can't remember the name of it. It's one of my favorite episodes. How sad am I? But yeah, she's it touches on some darker themes, and it does something awesome with its content. And you're like, this is better than it needs to be. This is awesome stuff. And so,
it's like,
yeah, well,
wait, there's actually effort in this.
Effort? The devil, you say! Get out! I'm jolly chuffed. And so yeah, but no, when that experience for me is like a light bulb goes on in my head. It's like suddenly the clouds parted, and I saw something deep from within my childhood had manifest and been made clear. At last, the truth had set me free. When I was a kid, the girls in my life, at school, or my sister, or what have you, they were into the pony show, and I'm like, this show's terrible. Why are you into the pony show? And it took someone like Lindsay Ellis, the nostalgia chick, or even my sister said it. It's like they were into it because it was for girls. And it was, yeah, they didn't care about the show much. They were making their own fantasies with the toys and whatnot. And It's just like, this is what's cool for girls, and girls are interested, you know, they want to be cool, and they want the latest toy that's for them. And so and when this new generation of pony shows up and it's a decent program, you realize that the girls back in the day that I used to I'd sit askance with this weird expression on my face going, what is wrong with them? They seem like real awesome, ordinary people, right? But they watch this terrible program. There has to be something wrong with girls. And now this new generation of the show shows up, and I realize, no, they were putting up with the stupid, awful, bad programs. It was horribly sexist. It was horribly, you know, like, boys got the shows with real conflict. Sure, it may have just been robots tonking each other, but still, we got real conflict in our programs.
And you could tell the characters apart.
Yeah, exactly. So it just made me realize that, the girls, women aren't stupid. Girls aren't stupid. I knew they weren't stupid, but it's just like this strange, odd cognitive dissonance I've been living with my whole life, thinking that there's something not right with the universe, and suddenly all the pieces fit. They all click now. Thank you, Lauren. Fast, you made it clear.
And thank you, Lauren, for uniting us all together as well. Because, I mean, listen, if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have a show to be united around.
That show, I wouldn't have such focus in my art nonsense. I don't know if that's a good thing, though. I don't know. It's some variant of what Kevin Smith talks about, or Kevin Smith from Clerks in the Viewer's Universe. He says that if he had been a kid on the internet, if their internet had been around about the time he was making Clerks, he mightn't have made Clerks, because the instant gratification of the internet is so powerful. It's pretty much all he does right now. He's got his Smodcast and his Hollywood Babylon, and it's all internet programs. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah. Oh, well, making reviewing is magic.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, what I like there was that, like, not only were you answering my question, you're also analysing your own answer and why you were thinking the way you were. I mean, it's...
dissecting my life here for you, man. Here you go.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to be a therapist. I don't think that's my role, but since we've only got a very short amount of time left, I do have just one final question for the two of you. It's just a bit, we'll have to make this one quite a fast one, but as you're both MLP analytics, as it were, what would you analyse about the fandom?
It's a good question.
The fandom is very intriguing to me. It kind of brings back the days of when I was very heavily involved in the Star Trek fandom, and not so much now for various reasons. They have
Thank you, JJ.
Damn you, JJ!
Curses! Come on!
Because so much has happened with my career as a whole because of the fandom. It's kind of really gone a lot further in a very short amount of time because of mainly because of the fandom, which I just really appreciate. But this fandom wouldn't be the way it is without the internet, obviously. And it's one of the first fandoms that I can think of that, started out because of the internet, really. Whereas most other fandoms, started the ones that I've been involved in anyway, started a good few decades ago and didn't have that. So, but yet they were still pretty much as large as this fandom is, possibly maybe slightly even larger. But we're all the fans are all connected together. Might it be because of Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all that kind of stuff, and it's just really. It's wonderful.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I'm with you there. I mean, it's a great thing. I mean, is there anything else you would want to add on to that, Anthony?
No. I think it's fair. The fandom is very, very sweet. I'm just blown away by the enthusiasm, and it's hard not to get enthusiastic. And almost daily, there's someone saying, "Hey, this was funny," or "You're funny," or something like that. And that's infinitely valuable. I do appreciate that. So it's very hard to put down.
I'll tell you what.
Intoxicating as well.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, there is no doubt there. I mean, what I've seen of the fandom has been incredibly passionate. It's a great thing to see and a great thing to be a part of. But I'll tell you what, I'm actually running out of time in terms of the time we've got to play around with, because you guys have been such good friends and getting along so well. We've actually reached the limit of the show. But
we killed. Yes.
We made it! Achievement unlocked!
You've actually made it to the end of the show. How do you feel?
That was a very good race.
I said, now it's your turn to take a bit of breath. I've got mine back.
Get it.
But I'll tell you what, I mean, just...
to you.
I can't interrupt Antony C. Come on, give me a chance here. It's my... Right, that's it. I'm taking control of my show. This is my show, not yours. Hang on a second. I'm taking back control. Right. Where can we find you guys if we want to see a bit more of you? Because clearly you've won over the hearts of the internet now.
Well, then we're on the internet.
Slowly...
You can find us there.
You can find my work on YouTube as MadMunchkin Blathers, or I am also on DeviantArt, usually under Amy.METHVEN Art or MadMunchkin, one of the two, I can't remember which one. There's also a MadMunchkin Facebook page as well. You can, send me questions or whatever, and I try my best to reply to them all. But yeah, mainly the YouTube stuff, which will be alive again soon. Yay!
Oh, no worries, we're looking forward to seeing that. And how about yourself, Anthony?
I'm on the YouTube also, just Antony C. Just look up Antony C, and probably the first thing you'll find. That's all. Well, I actually have a DeviantArt account, also Antony C, and probably the same thing on Twitter. Yes. Behold, I tweet.
You tweet. Well, don't worry. Oh, you tweet and you twit.
Behold, he's a twit. He tweets. What?
Right. Right, calm down. Like kids, relax, gang, relax. Listen, you just save the fighting for the end. But listen, what we'll do is we'll put all the links in the description below so you'll be able to see these two nutters afterwards, and you'll be able to see how mad they are by themselves and not when they're combined together into some sort of megaton comedy behemoth. But I'll tell you what, we'll have to wrap up the show there. My thanks to Antony C and MadMunchkin for coming on the show. It's been absolutely fantastic having them. Thank you guys for actually watching the show. This is actually the season finale. It's the end. But having said that, if you want to get in contact with us, we do have our Facebook group at the Highland Bronies. We also have a YouTube channel at Highland Bronies with an email contact. So you'll be watching this video there. You'll be able to see what we're doing. So if you want to get in contact with us, give advice about what you think of the show. If you're a content creator and would like to come on the show, hey, listen, we're looking for guests for season 2. Yes, that's a thing. It is happening. Just can you believe it? But season 2 is happening, so if you want to get on the show, or you might be interested in being on the show, get in contact with us. Who knows what will happen? Or perhaps if you just want to talk about how Midnight Scribe was so good at being quiet while these two nutters were doing their thing on the show. But, yeah, I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, it's the end of the season. Thank you so much for sticking with us for this long. Yeah, I know. Hopefully we'll see you for season 2. And the last word is, from Midnight Scribe, as always, please subscribe.